Hey guys, so how are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin evening wrap. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, we will go straight over to those charts. So yeah, you see for our chart first, as you can see, we have not taken out this line, this level that I believe will trigger some upside. This level is based off this 12-hour 9 that we had. So this is a 12-hour 9 candle. So if we take out the high of that candle, and especially if we take out that high and close a 12-hour above it, I believe that will will trigger at least a 1 to 4 candle correction from that 9, but it may obviously continue to the upside from that point. So yeah, that's the main thing that I'm looking at. You can see obviously we did redraw this trend line, so we do seem to be we do seem to be in ascending triangle too, albeit with different parameters to our original what we expected originally. So yeah, you can kind of see actually this horizontal I've drawn it, and whilst it is based off this daily 9, off this 12-hour 9, if I do kind of extend it, it does appear to have quite a bit of confluence actually itself. But I won't overcomplicate things too much though. We'll leave it just there anyway. Or shall we extend it a little bit more? Yeah, we'll leave it here, look. Or shall we extend it? I know we'll draw the line somewhere. Either way, obviously we know this is off a off the 12-hour, and as you can see, it looks like we are having a little break above it right now. So I would just based obviously on what I've said, expect this to precipitate a bit of acceleration to the upside, especially if we close some candles above, close some candles above here as well, like I say 4-hour or above. So yeah, good to see a little bit of movement here. So yeah, this could potentially get us going. If not, we could end up coming down, testing the trend line again, no real problems there, and then, we could end up sort of forming a sort of mini ascending triangle. I may even extend this along so we can kind of see that if that is what in fact develops, and we do stay in here. So yeah, there's possibilities and opportunities here, guys. Again, everything's always bullish until it isn't. The trend is your friend until it isn't, and clearly we've been in an uptrend since those 4K levels in mid-March. So yeah, everything is looking quite positive. I believe. Even when we came all the way down to here, I was like, if we get held here, that's fine. If not, if we get held at 11K, that's fine. It's all fine at the moment. It's lower levels realistically that are gonna nullify the bullish trend on higher time frames, which is obviously the time frames you're gonna have to use for those to identify those trends. You can see not coming up on any daily 9s anytime soon, so nothing really to see there. So let's have a look at our good old stochastics. What are they telling us? 4-hour obviously moving up with the price action now, which is good. Obviously this morning we saw that it was going to turn down, but that has been reversed and we're moving up. So I am guessing, without looking, the 10 and the 12-hour are going to be looking a bit better. I'm guessing the 10-hour will be on its way up and the 12-hour will be looking to turn up. Let's see. So yeah, 10-hour on its way up as of sorts. And the 12-hour, yeah, it is looking like it is looking. It wants to turn up, but it's going to need a little bit more movement in Bitcoin and a little bit of time passed at these levels to turn it around. So, but when that does though, and that starts moving up along with 10-hour and 4 hours moving up nicely anyway, then I think we will get some bullish action. And then I believe that the daily will probably turn around before coming too low, which will clearly happen obviously if we do get some upside. And then the 2-day still up there. 3-day, it's pointing down, but it's still basically up in this very bullish area. 5-day turning down, and we'll have to see what happens with the weekly. But as of yet, these guys are looking okay. So yes, what I'm expecting, I'm expecting us to have bullish price action. You gotta understand, I'm looking at a larger trend here. So even if we come down to 11,000, as long as we hold there and rally off there, it's all looking bullish. Whilst we stay up here, it's looking extra bullish, which is good. And then obviously, if we break above this level, close candles above here, I would realistically expect us to come and test 12K. Yeah, I mean, we've obviously got this 11,000, well, 11,900. It's not far off 12k, is it? So realistically, I would expect us to get up to these levels anyway. If we do start to make some moves above this horizontal. So yeah, obviously CMEs will open. Traditional market futures will open this evening. Champions League finals on today. This evening. I've not actually been watching. I've not watched a single game. In all fairness, just been busy with other things. And obviously, if there was an English team in the final, that would be great, but there isn't. But it does look like it's going to be a good game, so I'm going to watch that anyway. That's on at 9, which is on. It kicks off in 20 minutes. Where I am, 20 minutes from now. So yeah, it should be a good game. It should be a good game. I obviously think Bayern are gonna absolutely hammer PSG because I don't think PSG are quite as good as what they as well. I don't know what they think they are. Basically, they play in a very very easy league, which obviously flatters them realistically. And while you still might say, well, they have got top players. Yeah, they have got top players, but if they aren't playing against top competition, or at least good competition week in week out, like actually German teams do, then you're gonna have a soft underbelly. But yeah, I may be proven to be wrong, but I'm not usually wrong in all fairness. I just go, well, yeah, yeah. Anyway, kidding. I'm joking, not joking, but basically, I think Bayern are gonna win pretty convincingly. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if my if my football predictions are as good as my Polkadot altcoin predictions, because they are doing pretty well, guys. So yeah, not really much else to discuss. Obviously, traditional markets are open yet, so we can't look at those. Altcoins are doing their altcoin thing. We'll have a quick look at some of our. Well, these have obviously reset recently, these percentages, so they're pretty much not doing too much. I actually had quite a bit of Atom, actually. I know I had quite a bit, because when my bot took profits 3 times, taking 20% off, I still had an alright position left. So, yeah, Atom doing really well. Cosmos. I will be honest and say I don't actually know what this coin does, but at some point I obviously liked it. It made it to my list and I bought it. Yeah, Mana had been doing well as well, I'd noticed. Let's have a look at the chart. Oh yeah, I mean, it hadn't done that well. It obviously had this move up and then come back down, so I don't know, I'm not quite sure what I was thinking that I'd moved up more than that. There are a few coins here that I think are looking pretty good. Tezos, this is a sort of an occasion of when I talk about how you get the big move up, the big candle move up. Obviously, this is an hourly, so it's not one candle. And then you basically get a sort of retrace to around the middle of the candle. So that's what we've got going on there. I sold basically a lot of this at the high. RLC iExec, which is a iExec RLC, whichever way you want to call it. I think this is a good project. I think this is good. I think this is going to take out these highs and then sustain price action over $2. So I've been buying some more of that up. Synthetics is another good buy. Another one, not financial advice. That personally I think is a good buy that I'm buying. How is Swipe doing? Swipe is down there, and Band has been well. I'll say it has been annoying a few people, but in all fairness, again, this is a case of a big move up. We basically retraced halfway up that move. Even though I don't like the 50% fib, it's like I do like the halfway point of a move, and I guess that is the 50% fib, but I just don't consider it as anything to do with the fibs, just the half point of the move, which happens to be 50%, which 50% happens to be one of the fibs that people talk about also. But I mean, if you can see the nuance of that, of my view of that, but the 50-point mark I do think is important, and you can see, especially of a big move, basically of a big impulsive. Not I say impulsive. That's Elliott wave talk, isn't it? I shouldn't use words that that I shouldn't use those sorts of words, should I? Impulsive. But like just one big candle move up, obviously on whatever time frame, then I do think they usually retrace to about halfway. So yeah, and that's where this is. So I would say this is gonna then push on upwards. So yeah, looks good to me. And yeah, so seeing as we couldn't cover any other markets, we had a look at some of these altcoin markets. Let's have a look at good old KSM. This is I've been buying this since down here, basically. Taken profits. I took profits on this first move up. I believe this, where did we get up to 30? Yeah, no, took profits on here. I then took profits on here again, and then just re-adding the positions, moving coins around, buying on the dips. This is kind of what I see when I see the other price action. I see a move up, buy the dip, 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 I see a move up, or even a dip more, buy more on the dip and then move up and then wait for the dip to buy. So I'm buying and I'm taking some off, and I'm buying, I'm taking some off, putting it back on, off, in much the same way that my indicator here says. The trading with Dan and VPB risk range, it kind of says you buy some there, sell some, buy some, buy some, buy some, buy some, sell some, sell some, sell some, buy some, sell some, sell some, sell some, buy some, buy some, sell some, buy some, sell. And you can kind of see averaging in and out of positions, working positions, buying extra when you're down here, taking some off when you're up there. And that is how I find is a good way to trade these altcoins, especially coming from the perspective of position size, where some of these coins are quite liquid. So if I want to buy the amounts that I want to buy and have the positions and work them, I can't be getting in and out of an entire position like at all. So I will take parts off, add parts, and I will be working my position that way, in effect increasing the amount of coins that I've got, and then also taking some profits that I will sometimes just invest in other coins that at that point in time are at their lower points. So say I've got a coin that's here and then a coin that's say down there, I'll sell some of that, buy some of that coin will go up, I'll sell some of that and that coin will have gone down, I'll buy some of that, and I believe that is a pretty I think that's a pretty good way to trade. Obviously you have to have some sort of fundamental view on the things you're trading, because I am trading obviously that with a long bias, so I do think the market is going to go up. But yeah, so just a bit of an insight onto how I do manage especially these altcoin positions. It's not necessarily how I trade traditional markets, where clearly there is more liquidity than I can ever impact, but in these smaller coins, they're definitely I can struggle to get filled with all the positions that I want. So I do kind of work it this way, but that's not to say that this isn't a good way of trading regardless of liquidity constraints, because I believe it is. So yeah, there we go. So remember, this is not a financial advice or trading advice or football betting advice or whatever, but Bayern are going to win pretty convincingly. Let's call it say 3 or 4 to Bayern, and then 1 or 2 to PSG. That's my call, guys. So yeah, thanks for listening. Yeah, I've already done the disclaimer. So again, revert to 10 seconds ago when I told you it's not a financial advice. And yeah, I will speak to you guys in the morning.